It's time for the movie review, and coming up next, here he is, our movie critic, the one and only Rocco Pasafume.
Thank you very much, Howie. The movie that I did this week is 1517 to Paris. I saw this with Howie, and I'm glad I got to go see this with him. This is directed by Clint Eastwood, and it's the life story of three lifelong California friends, Spencer Stone, Alex Circolados, and Anthony Sadler, who are played as adults by themselves, and who end up foiling a terrorist who boards a Dallas train during a European backpacking trip in 2015. As we all know, Clint Eastwood has become very, very much about portraying heroes in the last couple of movies he's done. We've seen this with American Sniper, and we saw this more recently with Sully. And with this particular movie, he's trying to go for the same thing here. And it's hard not to admire his intentions. He has very good intentions with all this. You know, this idea of putting these incredible stories together of true heroism out of seemingly, kind of out of the blue moments. But, the thing with what happened with Sully and what made that movie work was the fact that, there was an added layer of drama to the whole story that not many people knew about, which was the story about Sully's dealings with the government. With this particular story, most of the real meat of the story is at the center of the very incident. The story that they try to do here is they try to build a story about these three heroes in their lives from when they were kids and they first became friends to as they got older. And unfortunately, where this film falters a little bit is the fact that the character development that you usually see in these kinds of biopics is just not particularly as strong as it would be. Particularly, a lot of the movie spends a lot of time during their European backpacking trip, and it becomes more like a travelogue than a real story. And when you do a biopic, you need strong character development. Otherwise, the audience is not going to be very, very compelled by what's going on, regardless of what their central, the central plot of the movie is, which is, unfortunately, it happens right at the end of the movie. And of course, that part is pretty much why everybody would want to go see this in the first place. But unfortunately, it's only at the very end of the movie. So prior to that, most of what goes on does not really gravitate very well with an audience. And I think what really makes this even more fatal is the fact that they cast the real people. Unfortunately, these people are not actors, and try as they might, you could tell the difference between an actor and somebody who's just like a regular person. And it just doesn't really work the same way. You don't feel that sense of strong identification with a character when it's the actual person versus when it's, an actor doing it. This is why you need actors to do movies. You need actors that will, even if you don't really feel that compelled by what's going on in the film, you need a recognizable presence that will give that movie life and will give that story life. And, the fact that this isn't really present in this definitely gives this a dramatically flat film for the most part, unfortunately. And it's a shame, though, because this kind of movie is one where, these were people that did a wonderful, truly wonderful thing, and they really were able to stop a really horrible thing from happening. And in that light, they really deserved a lot better than this kind of film, unfortunately. As much as they must have enjoyed participating in a movie like this, it must have been a great thing for them. But I feel like in terms of the story and the weight of it, it just doesn't. I feel like so much more could have been done with this kind of thing, and unfortunately, this is where the film kind of falls short from Eastwood's previous films. And I give the 1517 to Paris, I give that 2 out of 5 stars. So thank you very much.
Okay, great job, Rocco.